Hello, I'm Ajahn Jyoti Paulo. Welcome to Sauntering into Silence. My last video, Give That Which You Seek, brought up a couple of memories, and I wanted to tell at least one or two stories about times when I saw when you actually did that, what the results were. I ended up joining that ashram, and the initial program was for 3 months. There were about 30 of us doing this 3-month program. I think it was called Spiritual Life Training. We'd have various activities we do together, and one was this activity called Dance Kinetics, yoga class that someone had designed to do with music, and it would kind of turn into dance. It's safe to say I hate dancing, but for some reason, whenever these were offered, I would always go, and I actually just really enjoyed them. But this was one we did as a group. When the program was over, I was lying there on the ground, and all of a sudden this desire for a massage came over me. Like, oh, it'd be nice to have a massage. And I was like, give that what you seek. And so I was lying on my back, and I rolled over, and my roommate, his feet were really close to me, so I just kind of went over and grabbed his toes, and he kind of looked up, and he knew I was like wanted to give him a massage, and he just nodded his head. And all I did was just like that much, like 2 or 3 seconds worth of massaging his feet. And he pulled away and got up and came around. And when he started massaging me, there were 5 people instantly sort of gave me a massage. Somebody was massaging my head, someone my shoulder, someone on my back, someone at the bottom of my legs, and someone my feet. So it was literally within almost 3 seconds of saying, oh, I'd like to have a massage. Oh, give one. Boom, it started happening. And I was in tears. I was just like, yeah, give that which you seek. And it's totally amazing. Later, when I was a monk, we started going on the alms round in Ukiah. There was a Zen group that in Ukiah, California, and Abayagiri is about 15 miles away from there, the biggest town near us. And this Zen group had invited us to go on alms round. They knew that was part of our tradition in Thailand, where the monks daily go with their alms bowls through the village, and people that want to support the monastery support it by offering food to the monastics in the community there. So we were kind of waiting for an invitation to start doing that in California. We were busy with just getting the initial monastery set up. But then when it was kind of ready, this group invited us to go, but we didn't tell them when we were going to start, and so we just started going. And it was about a month that we went, and nobody had made any offerings or even knew what we were doing. And then one day I was living with Ajahn Achilo, was a visiting monk. He's an Australian monk now, has a monastery in Thailand. And he looked at me and he goes, let's go on the alms round, and for 1 year, every time we go on the alms round, which is once a week, he says, let's make a vow that we will only eat the food we receive on the alms round. And at that point we hadn't received any, so I was like, yeah, okay, let's do it, just as a determination, as a practice. And so we went on the alms round, and it was the first day that people gave, and from that, well, it's actually my entire life. There's been many instances where I've been completely on faith, just sort of out in. I did a very long walk through the state of Mississippi. Gosh, that's probably 17 years ago now, and we every single day walking through the state of Mississippi, food miraculously arrived. And there was one instance where still during that first year when Ajahn Achilo and I made that determination, it was Christmas morning, and it happened to be a day we did the alms round, and I was kind of worried that all the places that we normally would stop and had invitations weren't going to be there. And sure enough, we walked through the entire alms round, through the entire town, and we're just about back to our vehicle and hadn't received anything. And we walked by this Thai restaurant, and they were the first people that actually, I think, donated food to us. And but the manager of the restaurant, not the owner, but the manager, was sitting on the porch waiting for, I think, someone to pick him up. And we started walking by, and I thought, oh, great, someone's gonna. He's going to maybe offer us food, and he just sort of said, Merry Christmas, and waved and walked by. And I was just like, that's okay, I can survive a day without food. And then just as we were just about ready to pass the restaurant completely, he yells out, hey, did you get any alms food? And the senior monk said, no, we haven't yet. And he said, oh, well, please come in. And then he filled our bowls with food. So yeah, even on that day, we received alms food. Another kind of funny story with the alms round was, don't think this wasn't the first day that we received food, but it was still in that first year when I made the determination not to only eat what I received on the alms round. And it was I think it was like a day after Halloween, and we start walking, and this Pepsi Cola truck sees us and pulls over, and they got the big sliding doors, and the guy comes out and gives us each a bottle of like a liter bottle of Pepsi or Coke, whatever it was. And then we just walked like 10 feet, and then the city of 10,000 Buddhas, a Buddhist monastery, and they have a school, and one of the staff members brought some of their school kids out, and they had all the Halloween candy that they had received trick-or-treating, and they put about an inch worth of candy on the bottom of my bowl. And then we go on, and we come to a bakery, and that had an invitation for us to stop. And the bakery, I open my bowl, and she looks in, she goes, "You got nothing but sugar in here, that's horrible." And so she goes over and she gets this caramelized cinnamon bun. It's got just like dripping sugar just all over it, and puts that in my bowl. And then we head out, and I think Ajahn was the senior monk on the alms round that day. And this little boy comes up, and he's skipping, he's all really happy, and he's got a bunch of dollar bills in his hand, and he's like, "Today's my birthday, I want to make an offering." And Ajahn was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, we can't accept money." The little boy's frowning. He's like, "We have potato chips in the car." And skips over to his car, and we see his parents there, and the little boy tells him what's going on, and then he comes out with 3 big bags of potato chips and puts them all in our bowl. And I think we got some other similar items like that on the alms round. But so I get back, and I'm only eating what's in my alms bowl. So I've got Pepsi Cola, an inch of sugar, a caramelized bun, and potato chips. And I'm looking at this, and this is also when we do the alms round. It's an all-night sit. And so I was thinking, man, I'm gonna just like get a sugar high and crash, and then have no energy, and then we're gonna stay up all night, and it's gonna be a hard night probably for the all night sit. But all throughout the evening and the afternoon and the evening and all night long during the sit, I just kept reflecting on the generosity of these people, especially the little boy, and just this joy of thinking of it himself. Oh, there's the potato chips, and being able to give that, and just this spontaneous man who just saw us and gave us a bottle of Pepsi, and the school kids being generous to share the candy that they got the day before, and actually quite joyfully doing it. And yeah, so everybody on the alms round that day just seemed to be for some reason just extra happy to be giving. And so all night long I just kept reflecting on that, just the goodness of other people's generosity. And my energy was about as smooth as it's ever been, and I never had a crash. I never had a high. I never had a crash. And it was just quite a lovely evening of meditation. Give that which you seek. Thanks for watching.